Rappers beef with basically everyone. Labels, rivals, even their own fans. But what happens when the smoke isn't with another rapper but an Onlyfans model? Today, we going over every time rappers humble Onlyfans models. Drake versus Selena Powell. It all started back in 2021. Drake was the biggest rapper on the planet, the man who could sneeze on a track and make it go platinum, and he found himself being name-dropped by Selena Powell. Now, if you don't know Selena Powell, let me save you the Google search. She's not famous for music, not famous for art, not famous for anything, except being that girl who constantly claims rappers are in her DMs. She's what the Kardashians were before the 100 failed startups and marriages, and she has been linked, or at least forced herself to be linked, to Offset, Snoop, 6ix9ine, Waka Flocka, Fetty Wap. Basically, if you have a Billboard hit, she probably dated you for 2 weeks. So she slides into Drake's messages, trying to pull the same stunt. Drake didn't just curve her, he nuked her. Drake was having none of it when his exact response was, "Never gave you my number. I want no parts." That was the climax. Drake didn't diss her in a song, didn't waste bars, just 9 words, unlimited O's in that rejection, and a clean end to her fantasy like a headshot. However, Selena has not been dubbed the clout chaser for nothing as well. She posted these screenshots anyway, with her response to the rejection being a straight-up lie. Selena claimed Drake did give her his number in DMs, and yet when Drake proved he didn't, her response? Just wanted you to open my DMS. Low self-respect? How about no self-respect? The aftermath of this attention-seeking fiasco ended in memes everywhere, and Selena once again became the internet's favorite punching bag. Drake walked away untouched, and she walked away holding yet another L for her collection. Snoop Dogg versus Selena Powell. But Drake wasn't the first. Years earlier, in 2018, Snoop Dogg had his turn in the Selena Powell cycle. She came out claiming she had receipts on Snoop, trying to spin a scandal. That's usually enough to rattle some celebrities. But people who know Snoop Dogg know there's a handful of things in life that can rattle him. He's been through so many actual beefs, not to mention his insane life story, that he was not going to lose sleep over Selena Powell. Instead of denying or hiding, Snoop turned it into a joke. He literally dropped a trailer for a new show called Clout Chasers. And guess who was the face of episode 1? Selena herself. In pure Snoop style, he calmly reframed her whole existence as proof of his point.
I think I found the one.
Look around.
The one that I'm gonna get.
Everything that is taking care of business is together, dig it? But you got
She's just a clout chaser. And while all that was going down, she was still running her OVE scam. $50 for a sub, $150 to unlock a video, $241 for the real video. Selena Powell versus Offset. But maybe her most infamous moment came when she targeted Offset. If there's one story that really cemented Selena Powell's reputation as rap's ultimate clout chaser, it's the saga with Offset. It all started back in 2017, right when Cardi B and Offset had just started dating. Selena popped up claiming she was pregnant with his child. She even went so far as to fake sonograms and a paternity test, after which Offset served her papers for false allegations. Later on, in 2019, she admitted in a YouTube video that it was all fake. She literally said she did it to make her ex-boyfriend jealous and borrowed a friend's ultrasound. That's not just clout chasing, that's blockbuster-level fraud. Selena doesn't just stop there, though. In 2021, she reignited the whole scandal through TikTok. She uploaded a clip titled, "All the Celebs That Made Me Get an Abortion," with Offset's face front and center. She even captioned it, "Comment which one I should have kept." Yes, she turned fake pregnancy allegations into a TikTok trend. Later, when asked for receipts, she dropped another TikTok, showing off what she claimed was a cease and desist letter from Offset's legal team, saying he paid her $50,000 to get rid of the baby. Whether it was real or fake, nobody could even take it seriously because Selena already had a history of forging documents since she's basically Photoshop's most loyal customer. And then came the aftermath. Cardi B entered the chat. Cardi's been known to not be the one to keep her mouth shut and take the high road on social media. She saw fans questioning why she stayed with Offset after Selena's allegations. Instead of ignoring it, she pulled up with evidence. Literally old articles from 2018 proving that Selena admitted she lied about being pregnant with Offset's baby. Cardi's exact words were, "You must be new on social media." Here, let me take you way back. After Cardi nuked her with receipts, Selena tried to troll back, tweeting, "I miss you" at Cardi like some weird ex. Then she doubled down, saying, First Drake, and now Cardi B, I'm having a great day. They both hate me. The whole Offset saga perfectly shows the cycle of Powell's scandals. Fake story, fake receipts, TikTok stunt, legal bluff, being roasted into oblivion. And still, somehow, she spins it into content. KSI versus Astrid Wett. Back in late 2022 at a Misfits boxing weigh-in, the stage was packed, and KSI was yet again gearing up to enter the ring. If you didn't know him well enough, you would think he's a rapper, part-time YouTuber, and a full-time boxer. Then Astrid Wett showed up. Now, Astrid isn't known for throwing punches. She's a TikTok personality, an Onlyfans model, and someone who knows exactly how to fish for viral moments for her OnlyFans marketing. And right there on stage, in front of the whole world, she decided her big play would be to lean in and try to kiss KSI. Astrid's fabulous idea turned into a fabulous humiliation ritual as KSI's instincts kicked in, and he snapped his head back so fast you'd think he was dodging a right hook. The man moved like he'd been practicing that dodge his whole career. Astrid's face was left hanging in midair like a meme template. The event became much more popular than anticipated for all the wrong reasons, much to Astrid's rotten luck. She did not cower, though. Astrid, doubling down on the L, later invited KSI to her 2023 New Year's Eve party. Now, why would you go back for seconds? KSI didn't even waste a sentence, just hit her with the coldest. No, one word. He followed it up with, Astrid, get your views, man. Fair play, but no, that's not rejection. That's embarrassment plus tax. And the irony of it all? This is KSI we're talking about. The same guy whose music career gets roasted on Twitter every time he drops a track. Astrid did get her views as the clip went viral. TikTok had a field day, and the roasts flooded in. But she didn't go viral as a winner, but as the girl who got dodged on stage while KSI walked away looking untouchable. DJ Academics versus OnlyFans panels. Now, DJ Academics isn't a rapper, but he's one of the loudest voices in hip-hop media, and his battles with OF models deserve a chapter. On Fresh and Fit, Ac went toe-to-toe with panels of OnlyFans girls in debates that looked more like wrestling promos than conversations. He roasted them, shouted over them, and called them out on their logic. And then he went too far. Now, Fresh and Fit is not known for its harmonious conversations, as it is a known controversy bait channel. However, this particular episode took a wrong turn when the humbling Academics was not well received. Things escalated so badly that one IG model literally pulled out a gun on set. Let that sink in. You came on a podcast to argue about and ended up in an armed standoff. The clips went viral, and people clowned on the models while Ac walked away with even more reputation as the internet's loudest man. Lil Baby versus Miss London. It was December 2020, and Lil Baby was riding high. His album, My Turn, had just gone double platinum. He was on every playlist, and his name was in every rap debate about who really ran that year. Then, out of nowhere, Miss London, an adult star and OnlyFans creator, dropped a grenade into his timeline. She went on Twitter claiming Lil Baby had paid her $16,000 for a night together. Not only that, but she gassed him up in her own way, tweeting, "The best I ever had came from a millionaire who didn't say more than 2 full sentences the entire time." This was less of an allegation and more of a very expensive Yelp review for his wiener. And it spread fast. The internet did what it usually does, and that got Baby's attention. He responded, and he didn't dance around it or play coy. He jumped on Twitter, clearly fed up, firing off, "Cap, stop playing with me." Just like that, he called her bluff. To make it worse for her, he followed up with another shot aimed straight at her credibility. Y'all need to stop the desperate shit. For a man usually reserved and soft-spoken in interviews, this was a straight-up KO combo. However, Miss London kept doubling down, tweeting vague hints and claiming she had receipts. But it didn't matter. Lil Baby's career didn't flinch. He kept dropping hits, headlining festivals and cementing his spot as one of rap's biggest names. Meanwhile, Miss London's name only trended in relation to this scandal, and she leaned back on her OnlyFans bag. One man kept selling out shows. The other kept selling unlocked videos. Freddie Gibbs versus Selena Powell. Summer 2020. Rap Twitter is already on fire. Freddie Gibbs and DJ Academics are in the middle of one of the nastiest online back and forths of the year. Gibbs is trolling with memes, Photoshop edits, and even drops merch with Academics' face plastered on a Teletubby. Academics, meanwhile, is raging on Twitch, drunk streaming about money, houses, and how much bigger his crib is than Gibbs' kid's bedroom. It's rappers being petty on the internet at its finest. Nothing new. Here comes Selena Powell and her old habit of messing with rappers for internet fame. If there's one thing Selena is good at, it's inserting herself into rap drama like she's the main character. She slid into Gibbs' DMs, and instead of throwing shade at him directly, she went after his kid. She called Gibbs' son an ugly-ass kid and wrote, "I know your child has Down syndrome, and it must be hard raising that, but don't be posting mad old about academics." It was disgusting, low-tier clout bait, even by her standards. Gibbs hit her back with, "Pardon me, whore, who are you?" Then immediately posted the screenshots online. On Twitter, he doubled down. "Why is she talking about my kids? Pussy must not be selling in the pandemic." But he didn't stop there. Gibbs connected the dots for the internet, pointing out Selena's history with Tekashi 6ix9ine and academics. Oh, this a hoe that with Tekashi and academics? No wonder it's the feds. In 2 tweets, he roasted her career, dragged her OnlyFans bag, and tied her to the very people he was already dismantling online. The timing couldn't have been worse for her. Gibbs was on a roll as he'd just promised to torture academics until he quit, was already clowning him with t-shirts, and even had Meek Mill jumping into the pile-on, saying academics should be cancelled. Meanwhile, academics was spiraling and crashing out on Twitch, shouting about wealth and status. Freddie was coasting through it all, dropping, quote, tweets and memes, barely breaking a sweat. Kanye, Ye versus Lauren Pisciata. He has always been a controversy magnet, so 2021 was no different for this rapper. Lauren Pisciata, once an OnlyFans model with $1 million a year grind, got tapped by Ye to help with his Yeezy women's fashion line and even contributes to his Donda album. She signs on as his personal assistant for a cool $1 million a year, offered because she had to be available 24/7 for the superstar. Yeezy even tried to sweet-talk her into deleting her OV page, promising another $1 million to make her more godlike. She did it, but the cash never dropped. Fast forward to September 2022, when Ye promoted her to chief of staff with a $4 million salary. 1 month later, boom, she got fired with a promise of a $3 million severance. But still, she saw no check. This quickly escalated into a lawsuit in mid-2024. Lauren accused Ye of a laundry list of accusation-level sins: sexual harassment, wrongful termination, breach of contract, and creating a toxic workspace. She claimed that he sent her pornographic messages and photos, demanded sexual favors, masturbated on calls, sent sexual fantasies, and even locked himself in rooms where things crossed major lines. She alleged that he spiked her drink at a studio session with Diddy, then joked later that we did kind of hook up a little one time, while she had no memory. And in San Francisco, he allegedly broke into her hotel at 6 a.m., walked in towelless, forced himself on her, before casually saying sorry and walking off. They fired back hard. They called the claims baseless, accusing Lauren of extortion, bait chasing, and trying to cash in with blackmail. They say she demanded insane perks like Hermes bags, Lambos, plastic surgery, a raised salary, and she allegedly even stole his phone to erase receipts. According to Ye, she offered sex on his birthday, twerked in the office, and sent unsolicited nudes. This became a case of, he said, she said, but Ye could not stop before humbling her on social media. He went psycho mode on X, formerly Twitter, in 2025, after 4 years of silence, blasting her by joking that she should freeze her eggs because nobody wants them. At the end of the day, beefing with rappers when you're an OnlyFans model is not a good career move. If you found this video funny, head on over to our channel and subscribe for more.